Hello, back again on the Top Recap channel. This time I will tell a movie's entitled Dead Man Down. Let's get straight into the storyline. The film opens with two men, Victor and Darcy. Darcy shares with Victor how his life has changed since becoming a father.
We're here to build something. And then we have Theo.
Just then, they receive a call instructing them to go to the home of their Mafia boss, Alphonse. It is revealed that Victor is a hitman working for the Mafia. Upon arriving at their boss's residence, they discover a refrigerator in the basement. When they opened it, they discovered the body of one of Alphonse's henchmen, Paul. In addition, they find a note with the number 719 and a key to open a briefcase in which there are photos of Alphonse, who has been receiving such threats for some time. And this time Alphonse has an idea of who that person is.
Call a locksmith and get that asshole from the alarm company over here.
I know who's doing this to me.
Alphonse and his men then went to the club of a friend of his, Harry, but Harry knew nothing about it.
I want you to think before you answer, because I'm getting to the bottom of this.
The bottom of what?
I started getting letters 3 months ago. That's no fucking coincidence!
It's not fucking accurate.
However, Alphonse found that Harry's handwriting was almost identical to the writing in the threatening letter, so he shot Harry in the head. Subsequently, a violent firefight ensued between Alphonse's men and the Jamaicans. Alphonse is cornered, but Victor saves his life. Victor kills 3 men by himself and gains his trust. One day in his apartment, Victor looks out the window and realizes that his neighbor Beatrice is watching him. She was a mysterious young woman who lived in an apartment with her mother across the street from Victor's apartment. Beatrice begins to contact Victor and shows interest in him. She left a note with her phone number in Victor's mailbox. Then Victor immediately called Beatrice, and Victor said that they should get to know each other better.
I wasn't sure you got it. I thought it would be nice to finally meet you.
On their first date, they start to get to know each other better. But then Beatrice asked him to go for a drive and revealed her true intentions. Beatrice had a video of Victor killing a man and wanted him to kill the drunk driver who injured her in a car accident. Otherwise, she would report Victor to the police.
This is the man who did this to me. I want you to kill him.
Hearing that, Victor tried to silence her by pulling out his gun, but accidentally fired at the window and immediately drove his car fast.
Don't do it. I'll call the police and I'll tell them what I saw. He didn't pay. He didn't pay.
Stop saying that, I understand.
Arriving at an intersection, Beatrice told him that he had to accept her offer or kill her. Beatrice then got out of Victor's car. When Beatrice returns home and gets the newspaper, we learn that the drunk driver has been locked up for 3 weeks. The next day, Victor and an old friend, Gregor, go to a gun dealer where they buy a sniper rifle. Gregor asks him why he is still working with Alphonse after all this time if his goal is to kill him. We then learn the truth about Victor's past. He has infiltrated a criminal empire run by a ruthless mafia boss in order to make him pay for brutally killing his wife 2 years ago. And Alphonse's men also accidentally killed his daughter. Next, Victor went to an abandoned ship where he gave food and drink to a man he had kidnapped. He has kidnapped the brother of an Albanian boss named Iller, who was involved in helping Alphonse finish off Victor's family. His plan was to unite the Albanians and Alphonse's men so that he could more easily eliminate them all.
My brother, he will not stop looking for me. And he will find you.
Later, he visited Beatrice to talk about the person he was going to kill. He has been following him for several days and tells her that he still needs time. Meanwhile, Beatrice's mother shows Victor pictures of Beatrice before the accident, a beautiful girl. Next, Victor overhears a conversation between Alphonse and one of his business associates, Lon. Lon scolds him for killing Harry and his men. In the process, Victor positions himself with a sniper in a building to kill Alphonse. Juan reveals that he received photographs of Alphonse and a note addressed to him. In addition, he reveals that he received a key and asks if Alphonse knows about it. When Alphonse reads the two notes together, he realizes that it was not Harry who threatened him, but someone else. Meanwhile, Beatrice is in the car and sees Victor in the building. Lon tells Alphonse that he can no longer manage their property, as his dangerous situation could jeopardize the business. Darcy investigates the source of the threat and tells his men to warn Alphonse that he is in danger. As Alphonse leaves the restaurant, Victor kills the driver and sends a message asking if he has received the key. Immediately, Victor begins to flee as Alphonse's men try to catch him. After they enter the building, Victor wraps a rope around the neck of one of his men and throws him out the window. Victor tries to escape into the street, and Beatrice arrives by car to help him. She climbs into the car, and Alphonse's minions start following them.
Over here!
A few blocks later, she parks her car, and Victor begins kissing her as the men approach the car. Darcy opened the door, and Victor confusedly said that he had just arrived. Darcy and the others went to Alone's to inform him that the shooter had escaped in a taxi. Alphonse orders them to find out where the taxi is going and leaves. Afterwards, Victor leaves with Darcy, who is determined to help Alphonse to move up in the criminal organization. Subsequently, Alphonse uses the key to open the mailbox where he finds certain missing pieces of photographs. When Victor returns home, he calls Beatrice. He visits her, and he asks if Beatrice is following him. Beatrice denies it, but she admits to helping him. As they talk, Victor tells her how Alphonse killed his family, and now he wants revenge.
A bullet went through a wall. My daughter was killed while she slept. They killed my wife, and they thought they killed me too. And they should have made sure of it.
She asked if there had been any progress in killing the man who had disfigured her face, but Victor replied that there had not. One night, he waits for the guilty person to leave the house so that he can sneak into his house. Elsewhere, Alphonse finds a hidden microphone in his phone. The next morning, Victor goes to an abandoned warehouse, the headquarters of Alphonse's gang. He climbs into the attic to check the explosives he has set. And at that moment, Alphonse and his men enter. After discovering a problem with the remote control, he descended from the penthouse and joined the others. Afterwards, Victor contacted Gregor, who told him that he needed to be near the depot to detonate everything, or else he would have to change the system. Victor tells him that he doesn't have time to change everything, so he has to take the risk. Meanwhile, Beatrice visits him and finds his room where he planned everything. Victor reveals that he fought in the war. When Beatrice learns that Victor risked his life for revenge, Beatrice becomes upset as she feels something for him. Next, Iller, the leader of the Albanian gang, receives a package with a photo of his kidnapped brother. He, just like Alphonse, also receives Victor's family photo, which must be put together. Later that evening, Darcy calls Victor's intercom and reveals that he has found the sniper who wants to kill Alphonse. The two go to the place where the taxi driver took Paul before he was killed. However, they do not find anything useful, and Victor tells Darcy that he must leave. At night, Victor goes to the abandoned warehouse, but is met by Alphonse and his men. Alphonse, knowing that the threat is coming from someone in his gang, sets a trap so that anyone who shows up at the safe house to talk to him will be identified as a traitor. When Victor shows up, Alphonse threatens him, saying that he will find the object most favored by the person who threatened him and burn it. However, since Victor had saved his life before, Alphonse was reluctant to believe that Victor was a traitor and did nothing. Later, Victor went to his hostage and asked him to make a video in exchange for his freedom, to say that he was being held hostage by Alphonse. Victor then frees the rats and lets them eat him, but changes his mind and shoots him to end his suffering. Later, he meets Beatrice and asks her to send the tape to Iller to make it look as if Alphonse betrayed him and kidnapped his brother.
Okay.
Victor meets with Darcy, who is still investigating Paul's death. Darcy reveals that Paul was looking for the grave of a Hungarian man, but he still doesn't know why. Next, Victor meets with Gregor and reveals that Darcy is close to finding the tomb, so they will find out soon. Gregor tells him that he still has time to escape, but he knows that it is hard for Victor to leave everything behind.
Because he found the grave doesn't mean that they will figure it out as well. You can walk away still. Not too late.
One day when Beatrice was walking in the street, some boys threw stones at her, and she fell down, injuring her head. When Victor visited her and saw the wound, she simply said that she had fallen. She told him that she sent the tape to Iller. As Victor is about to leave, he invites her to meet again, and she accepts. Darcy calls Victor and reveals that the person who threatened Alphonse and kidnapped Iller's brother might be the Hungarian Laszlo Kerik, the man they believe they had killed along with his family. The bottom line is that Victor is actually Laszlo Kerik, and he changed his name to avoid the gang's suspicion. In the evening, Victor picks Beatrice up for a date. He tells her that he finally plans to kill the man who has ruined her face. He also confesses to not loving her. As he confesses to having feelings for her, he states that they cannot have a future together. They arrive at the bar that the drunken man frequents, and when he leaves, Victor shoots him. Once finished, Victor takes Beatrice home. Meanwhile, Alphonse and his men follow Darcy to the cemetery, where they find Laszlo's grave. The next day, Iller receives a package. Alphonse calls him to ask if he believes Laszlo is dead.
And you're sure you saw the father take a bow?
Elsewhere, Victor prepares explosives in the gang's warehouse and creates clues for the arrival of the Albanians and Alphonse. Darcy arrives at Victor's house to pick him up, but as he does not answer, he breaks down the door and enters the house. Beatrice revealed in a phone call to Victor that she did not send him the tape as she did not want to see Victor die. She told him that they could escape together.
So I put my rabbit's foot in that package. And I took the video card out.
Meanwhile, Darcy discovers Victor's true intentions by investigating his apartment. When Beatrice returns home, Darcy confronts her. He takes her mobile phone and calls Victor Laszlo, saying everyone is waiting for him at Alphonse's house.
You start your shitty car and you drive your shitty car to Alphonse's. We'll be waiting.
Victor goes to Alphonse's house, where the Albanians also live. As all the phones in the house start ringing, Victor crashes into the house with his car. Next, a shootout ensues. Victor kills all of his henchmen in the shootout except Darcy, whose life he saves. Victor heads to where Beatrice is being held captive on the top floor by Alphonse and Iller. She escapes their scrutiny, while Victor distracts them by shooting and starts playing the footage on the computer. When Iller hears the tape, he points his gun at Alphonse, who he believes has betrayed him.
What the fuck are you doing, man?
Alphonse raises the gun in self-defense and angrily tells him to put it down, but they both end up shooting each other. As Victor flees with Beatrice, Darcy confronts them with his pistol raised. When asked if he forgives Darcy because he has a wife and child, Victor says no, because they do.
I didn't kill you because they've got you.
Darcy lowered his gun and let the two go. Victor and Beatrice head home on the subway and kiss.